Torah, which is the halachic guide for the Ashkenaz Jews, but obviously world universally accepted as the halachic directions for the Jewish people, says that when we make the bracha in the morning, when we make the blessing in the morning, thanking and blessing Hashem for the Torah that He gave us, Baruch atah Hashem, nosein haTorah, blessed are you Hashem, the giver of the Torah. He says we should specifically remember the fact that the Torah was given and there was a fire surrounding the Torah and fire on Mount Sinai, on Har Sinai. We should specifically remember that the Torah was given through fire. This is something perplexing. We need to understand that. What is so important about the element of fire and the Torah? Now again, the Torah is compared in the Midrashim and the Gemara to Eish, the Eish HaTorah. But what is it that we're trying to connect to when we say that the Torah is symbolized, or we're trying to remember specifically the Torah and the fire of Torah? Another question is that we say, Baruch atah Hashem, nosein haTorah, you, the giver of Torah, meaning constant, even presently, giving Torah. Now, technically, the Torah was given way back, thousands of years ago, but we say nosein, which is in present terms, as if He's constantly giving. So what does that mean? The element of fire, the Sfarim tell us something very interesting, and this is something we've spoken about before. The element of fire, when you look at a candle, it looks like one solitary flame just standing there until it burns out. But in truth, it's not. In truth, that flame is continuously, one goes away and another one is ignited in its place constantly. Because with each drop of oil or wax or whatever it is, comes a new flame. One flame goes out and another one comes, meaning it's constantly, if you look at it from far away, it looks like it's flickering. That's because thousands, perhaps millions of flames are constantly being reignited in what seems like one solitary flame. That is why fire is always moving around, shaking, because there's so many millions of flames being ignited again and again and again. The Torah, in essence, is the same thing. Yes, it was given thousands of years ago, but it is constantly being given and given and given and commanded again and again and again in each generation and to each person. Rashi tells us, we're supposed to say, Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom, that Hashem says that I commanded you hayom, today. Rashi says, B'chol yom v'yom yiu be'einecha kichadashim. Every day should be in your eyes like new. What does that mean? That means that every day and every second, God commanded and commands again. Not just in general to the Jewish people, but to you and I specifically. He is commanding, standing over us and commanding us now, presently, ata, in this moment. He is doing it again. The Torah was not given back then, but is constantly being given again. This is symbolized by the element of fire, because just like fire, it was ignited, but continuously reignited with every new flame, so too the Torah was given, but it is constantly being re-given and recommanded every day, b'chol yom v'yom, every day, sheyiu beinecha kechadashim, like new. The Noam Elimelech in the Tzetel Katan, the famous Reb Elimelech of Lezhinsk, he says this, that a person should, before he does any positive commandment, for example, putting on tefillin or tzitzis, he should think as if somebody, a God, is standing over him and commanding him now, I want you to put on tefillin now. I want you to put on tzitzis now. So this is an unbelievable revelation into the personal relationship that we have with God. Because it's not just something that God commanded way back, left a little book and says, here guys, read this, do this, I'm out of here, I'm going on vacation. No, this is a constantly commanded, a constant go-between between Hashem and us. And every time you or I does a mitzvah or follows those commandments, in essence what's happening is Hashem is standing over us and saying, I want you to do this now. The unbelievable reality that Hashem is with us constantly And Hashem is pointing to you and saying, I want you to do this now. I want you to put on your tefillin now. I want you to put on your tzitzis now. I want you to eat this kosher food. I want you to make this bracha. Our understanding of this should not be one of living something, a historical document or something that we just follow the rules because that's how it is. No, this is God talking to you and me right now. A boy asked me, he's going back to America. We're in Israel now, he's going back to America, and he wanted to know which mitzvah should he do that could help him retain all that he has gained in Israel. A very difficult question. I wasn't happy with the question so much. I told him I think you should do all 613. I don't think there's any one that you should focus on more than the other. And he said, no, please, somebody told me to ask this question. Okay, whatever. So I told him, you know what I want you to do? I want you to tie your left shoe before your right shoe, because that's what the halacha says. Tie your left shoe before your right shoe. And I told him there's two reasons I want him to do that. Number one, because there was a bunch of rabbis once sitting around talking theoretically if somebody would come and tell you that you are not a Jew. It's a mistake. Your mother, she was not Jewish. She never got a Brit Milah. It's all a mistake. What would be the first thing you would do? What would your reaction be? So one of the rabbis said, I would tie my right shoe before my left shoe. Meaning, what, you think I would change my life now that I found that I'm not Jewish? I'm happy with my life. I'm content with the way I chose to live. Just because somebody gave me a piece of information that says I happen not to be Jewish doesn't mean I'm going to change anything. So what would I change? Okay, I'll tie my right shoe first. I'm not going to go out and eat a cheeseburger. I'm not going to do all as if I was waiting my whole life to be able to do something, but I was not allowed, I was prevented. No. This is the way I would choose no matter what. You want to know what I would do different? Okay, I'll tie my right shoe. I said that's one lesson I want you to remember. But the other message I want you to remember is that even when you're tying your shoe, God is with you. Even the small act of tying your shoe, God is standing over you and saying, that, do it your left shoe first. So imagine that's how close God is to us. Because God commands us at every second anew, not just something in the past, but presently and in the future. Every second that we can and should do a mitzvah, God is right next to us in his divine presence and saying, I want you to do this. I want you to do this now. And that goes to every aspect of our life. It's not just putting on tefillin, it's what we think. It's not just wearing tzitzit, but it's how we see things. Every single second, God is with us, talking to us, relating to us. Whatever your name is, Moshe, Yisrael, Chaya, Devorah, I'm talking to you now, Hashem says, and I want you to do this, I want you to do that. This is the essence of Torah and fire. It is given over to the Jewish people, and it is something that is constantly being renewed, and it is God's present with us at every second of the day, talking to us, relating to us, connecting to us. The word mitzvah, the Svarim tell us, is from the word tzivsa. Tzavsa means a companion, somebody that is with you, somebody that accompanies you. Because every mitzvah that we do, we are accompanied, we have a companion. God is with us. Every time that we talk in learning, we speak words of Torah, that we follow a concept, that we believe, that we think something from the Torah, it's God talking to us and us relating to Hashem. God is with us at every second. And the Torah and the fire of Torah tells us that it is a constant and will always be renewed, that b'chol yom v'yom, every day, every second, should be to us like a new possibility for God to relate to us.